welcome. Welcome to the stream. So, needless to say, hopefully, I think it's been about 5 years since I've done anything on YouTube. But I figured now is a fine time as any. I don't know, I've been kind of getting back into this stuff. I'm a senior in high school now, and it's February. I'm on February break, and it's second semester senior year. So I've got some more. I don't know. I guess I'm just trying out a lot of new things. You see in the description of this stream that I've got my website, and that's new. So I'm trying that out and doing some posts on there. I'm having a lot of fun with it, and just kind of writing about my projects and stuff. I figured another good way, I guess, to kind of get my projects out there and just kind of have fun and document my process, and hopefully meet some new people, and I don't know, just have some fun, is to do some of this live streaming and kind of build in public, as Silicon Valley calls it, I guess. So yeah, we're just gonna see how this goes. We're just gonna have some fun. Well, I guess my type of fun, probably not a lot of people's type of fun. But yeah. So I've been doing a lot with AI and agents recently. So one of my other projects, I'm building this. It's basically it's very similar to Cluely. It basically is Cluely, but I'm building it in Rust. This is my second actual Rust, or what is going to be my second actual Rust project. I'm trying to learn Rust. I've always wanted to, and I kind of have a good chance to now. So yeah, but basically I've been doing a lot with these agents and AI, and I just keep running into the same problem of, okay, need a search API, right? Need a way to get search, web search, that is. So for a while, I've been using a little bit of a I don't know, I guess I haven't been gatekeeping this, but you're actually able to, if I bring up DuckDuckGo here, you're actually able to, in the HTML version, you can, oh wait, you can't even see it, can you? Wait, this is hold on. Okay. Yes, okay. So you can actually just, in the HTML version of DuckDuckGo, if you open up the inspect element and you just go to network, and you can actually just you can just scrape this. It's just HTML, just a post request. It's very easy. But recently I've been getting, and this is new, this didn't used to happen, recently it's been not letting me do it anymore. so this method's kind of over, which is too bad, because it was great while it lasted, and I've seen other people on GitHub using the same thing that I did a couple years ago. So that's kind of gone now. DuckDuckGo HTML method is out of the picture. There are other methods. I have a method for weather, good weather data. I'm gonna have to gatekeep it for a little longer. Maybe I'll share in the future, because I can't let that get patched. Obviously, only for personal use. But I've needed a search API for a minute now, and I figured let's just make one in Rust. Let's just see what happens. learn Rust at the same time. But this is kind of what I'm working with. So I kind of had chat bring up some kind of basic stuff here to get started. So I'm thinking this is going to be the stack. We're going to do Postgres, we're going to do Docker. I'm going to deploy this to my Docker swarm, which is 3 Raspberry Pi 4s and a Raspberry Pi 5. So we're going to put this on the Docker swarm, let it just kind of crawl all the time, and hopefully that's going to build somewhat of a good index. Now, obviously, the problem is there are billions of websites on the internet, and I'm doubtful that any kind of, this is going to be, it's going to require a lot to be meaningful. And furthermore, there's another project that does this already, and it's peer-to-peer. It's called Yacey, I think is what it's called. I don't know exactly how to say it, but I kind of did some looking at this a little bit before, and it's peer-to-peer, and the search results are just not good. Now, is that because it's peer-to-peer and maybe people can poison the search results, or is it just algorithmic, like not good compared, because we're like the competition is against quite literally Google here. I don't think you can get much better than Google for search. But we'll just see how this goes. Primary objective is to learn Rust. Secondary objective is to actually have something that I can use for my agent project. And third objective is to just have some fun with it. Okay, so I've been yipping for a minute here. So, but that's kind of what the project is. It's going to be pretty simple, but yeah, this is the stack I'm thinking of. So Tokyo request scraper is what chat said. I don't know of this one, but I looked at this SQLX. That looks fine. Postgres obviously in URL. I think this is just I think I've used this before in my agent project, but pretty simple stack here, just scraping. I'm toying with the idea of using this as a vector database. I'm actually not just toying with it. I think I'm going to do that, which kind of makes it hard to do the Raspberry Pi stuff. But should it as a vector database with like PG vector really improve the search results, then obviously that's obviously we're gonna have to do that because we want the best search results. So I'm gonna actually put PG vector here just because. But obviously we have to get the scraping pipeline and all of that done first. So this project is probably going to last more than just this stream. Or actually no, it's definitely going to last far more than just this stream. So yeah, we'll see how this goes. But yeah, so okay, so that's the stack. Database, this is what chat suggested. I kind of changed it around a little bit, but we're gonna have this pages database, maybe call this like results or something, I don't know. Pages is probably a better name though, but I also like results. I'm gonna keep it as results because it's like search results. So yeah, ID, URL, normalized URL. I think, yeah, probably normalized URL, and actually this doesn't make sense. I'm just gonna say, I don't know if you can, that's my cat in the background scratching the rug. So excuse the cat. But I think we're just gonna keep this as normalized URL. And then status code, content type, fetch stat. HTML, I don't know about that. I'm kind of thinking this is going to be like, what do you call it? Probably just like content instead. We'll keep it general, and then we'll drop error because it's just content, and then this will line up with content type, right? So okay, so frontier is going to be the database table where it's like the queue. So I might even call this queue. but I know like you could use like a task queue for this or whatever, but we're just gonna keep it simple, put it all in Postgres, whatever. So yeah, so we have URL. I'm just gonna change this to URL here. We have URL, discovered at, and the source URL that it came from. So this is like crawl URL maybe. And so we have the crawl URL and like depth looked at or locked at. This is going to be for like when the queue's actually picking from stuff. So that's what that is. And then retry count. I think I'm gonna chop this for now. We don't need that. And yeah, okay, so that's looking good there. Then we have an index on the URL, fine. I don't know, I think this might have been old because I don't see crawled here. We're just gonna drop this for now. And then full text search. So this is what I saw. This was an interesting thing that chat said, but I had actually seen this before on like a like a random Hacker News post. So this is a pretty neat trick. I think it's pretty much just creating a it's a, if I remember correctly, it's like a vector for like you have the word and the number of times that it occurs, and you can use like what's it called, like TF-IDF or something like that, some algorithm on it. I'm pretty sure it's TF-IDF, right? Term frequency inverse something or other. But that's why this is good, and then you can just create an index on it and then search it quickly. So that's the database basically. So then for the queue, this is what it said, and this is kind of what my brief research said. This is old. There's no status in here anymore. But basically, you use, this is the key here. So for update skip lock. So this is gonna lock these rows basically until you update them. That's my brief understanding. So that's kind of what that is, and that's gonna allow us to treat it as like a task queue, which is gonna let us, take the queue and then put it into results progressively, right? And we can have multiple nodes doing it, and with Docker Swarm, it's super easy. Just like set the number of replicas to like 10 or whatever. So that's that. And then you just set it success, fail, right? So you just update it as you need after it's set in progress. Okay, so that's kind of the overview. I think let's start building. So let's just do a cargo. Let's just do a cargo init here. Except I'm going to spell it terribly wrong. So yeah, let's get the dependencies in here. So we have cargo, add, request, and Tokyo. But I don't actually remember the Tokyo things to add. So let's just look this up real quick. Yeah, we can just do this too. It's fine. It's fine. Definitely just do this real quick, and then Tokyo, and then we said scraper. So I'm gonna actually do a quick look at this. No, that's not it. Okay, so we have this here. Let's take a look at the GitHub. Oh, nice. This is good. This is exactly what I needed. Chat cooked here. So, okay, so we can add scraper. And URL as well. I don't know why I didn't just do both. And then SQLX, not Z, SQLX, right? So, SQLX RS, right? Yeah, this is it. But I don't know, do I need to put like a Postgres feature on here or something? Okay, wait, hold on. So we definitely want Tokyo and just this, I guess. And then, yeah, we want Postgres. Yeah. Okay. Geez, there's a lot of. I'm always impressed with how much, just how much stuff the Rust community has seemed to make, and you know, this isn't even a very, what was this, like 2015, right? I don't know. I don't remember exactly. So, okay, so we have this kind of set up. I'm not going to do the, yeah, we're not going to do the Docker stuff. Actually, no, I am going to do the Docker stuff because I need a database just to test out. So we're going to do that. So let's just put like a Docker. No, you don't have to do that. You can just do Docker compose. And then I always forget the, I need a template, Docker compose kind of thing. Yeah, here we go. Alright, so we have this, and I need one for Postgres specifically. Probably should have looked that up. Actually, no, this is fine, except you want to remove data in the new ones. And we're going to make this PG vector just for now. Nope. Yeah, so that's this. And then Docker Swarm doesn't do like the restart always stuff, so I'm just going to keep that out for now. Okay, so we have our volume, database, sure. And then honestly, I'm just going to make this a .env and you know, whatever. Just keep this as, you know, whatever. It doesn't really matter for what we're doing. So let's keep this as Postgres. Awesome. Okay, and then we can just set this to env file .env. So that should be that setup, except I want this to be PG18. Yep, and then we can just put this as app. And then now we need to actually build, do a build for this. So let's just make a Docker file. How do you actually build or do Docker for a Rust? Docker Rust. How do you actually do that? I don't know. But we shouldn't, so based on what we have, there shouldn't be any files actually stored on this, so this should be a pretty easy, it should be a pretty easy one. Let's do Alpine 23, right? Like, why not? I mean, I know it's going to update the version, but that's not, or no, we can just do Alpine. So from Rust Alpine. Oh, why don't we just do this? Yeah, we just want the compiled application. Okay, so Rust Alpine as builder. Yep. And then cargo install. Yeah, okay, cool. And then honestly, yeah, this is fine. So temporary name here. Just put this here. Cool. Okay, so that should be that. And then if we just do, how do we specify this in the Docker? Docker compose, specify Docker file. Okay, so we don't need any ports, we just need the this, and it needs to depend on database. Yeah, so it just needs to depend on database, and then we need build context dot, and what did I want? I wanted context and I want a Docker file. Okay. And we need direct path, so Docker file. Okay, and then we don't actually need to, I'm going to expose this just for now, so we can actually connect to it. Nope, that is just not, actually no, that's it, right? Yeah. So we'll do just 555, 5432. Neat. So this should be it, and then we just need to put a version, right? You don't need to actually, whatever. Let's check this out. So Docker compose up, and it's gonna pull this. I'm out of Copilot, free Copilot stuff, so there won't be as much vibe coding as normal, but you know, we'll bring up Claude probably. I don't have Claude Code, but I just use the normal web interface because it's easy, and I'm not paying. I'm not a part of a company, so. And honestly, like, people are using Claude. People are like talking so much about Claude Code and whatever, and like Codex. But you know, the Claude, I'm not impressed with Chat. I'm even less impressed with Gemini. Personally, Claude is just always, it's always actually worked for me. Apart from Rust. Rust recently has been the only language that I think it's had some trouble with, just because, you know, borrowing and whatever, and all of that. So, and I'm still terrible at that as well. So I have to learn about that stuff too. So I think Claude is just way better. Or just the web interface. You don't need Claude Code because, okay, they make you pay for it, right? It's a paid subscription. You still have like it's like a limited plan still. And you know, they added an update recently to Claude where if you can ask it there, so you can just upload a bunch of files. There's no upload limit as far as I can tell. And it acts as like an agent, right? So it has access to all the files, and I'm pretty sure it has like a terminal inside it. And so it can, you know, it has some tools where it can read the files and edit them and all of that. And I'm convinced you don't need Claude Code. I mean, it's nice, because it obviously goes for, it actually is like a software engineer on your computer, and it's going for longer than like Claude Code would, because it's persistent. That's the word I'm looking for. But I don't think you can just use the web. You can just use the web, right? Like, you just upload the files. It does its thing because it has a terminal and all that. And the only inconvenience is that it doesn't it can't automatically like build. If I were to upload my Rust project, like, it can't automatically build it as far as I know. And so, you know, you have to be the one to bring it or copy and paste it into all your stuff and build it and try it out. And that's like a slight inconvenience, but honestly, like, who cares? As long as I'm not paying for it, right? so that's, I don't know, that's my 2 cents. I have not tried Claude Code, so I can't say whether or not it's like amazing as people say it is. I assume it is, honestly. I'm convinced it is, but I just haven't used it because I don't pay for AI. I do have the Gemini CLI. Maybe we'll give that a shot. I have not tried that out as extensively, but I'm assuming it'll be good. Why wouldn't it be, right? Or it probably would be as good as Gemini. And if I said Gemini is the worst of the three, then it probably is going to be the worst of the three. Actually, no, it definitely is going to be worst of the three. So yeah, I'm not paid by Claude or by Anthropic or OpenAI or Google. I just use the tools because everyone's using the tools, and I use the tools because they're helpful. See, this is the thing about AI as well. I don't think that software engineering was ever about like the coding, right? It's not like you're getting hired you're getting hired as a software engineer to do the coding, but it's always been about the building, right? Building the app or building the startup and just getting that out there, right? So, I think the building part is, you have to like talk to people and work with people, and I don't know exactly how AI is going to do that or if it can do that. So I'm interested to see how that's going to work out. That's the most interesting thing to me. Will people over time begin to accept AI as like a true coworker colleague, or is it just going to be an assistant? So, because I don't know. And the other thing about AI, I was thinking about this recently, is I don't think so this is the problem. You're not like, this is what all of them are faced up against. So you can give the whole notion that you can give one of these tools a single prompt, build me a self-hostable search engine, right? A single prompt and it's going to do all of that, is real, but what it doesn't have is the intuition, I think, and an opinion, right? The experience and an opinion to make the best design choices. That I think is different, right? So, it could say like, oh yeah, I'm gonna make this in Python. I'll be right back, right? But what I'm talking about, I think, is a little bit more abstract. Like, can you make, how do I put this in the words? Like, how can you make the business decisions for, or can AI have an opinion, take an opinion, and kind of go with it? I think I don't know, I'm not describing this well, but it needs to have an opinion on these things, right? Like, okay, the best way to do this is to use this thing. And it does a little bit of that right now. But, we've trained these models to be very neutral, right? They don't take sides. They're going to say, here's the pros and cons. And they're going to say, but it's not always this. They're like, there's some nuance here. It's always going to give some nuance. And that's very true for most cases. And there always is nuance. But to build something, you have to get past the nuance and be like, but this is the decision we're going to take, right? We're going to, it might say like, okay, you can use TypeScript and you can use Bun, you can use NPM, you can use whatever stack. But ultimately, I think in its current state, it's not going to take an opinion and just go with it, right? And that's how we've trained it. So once once it starts having like an opinion and it has like experience, that's when it's like, okay, you know, this is very real now. But you know, that's just my 2 cents, I think. Man, why is this taking so long? Yeah, I don't know what's going on here. We're just gonna get started though, I think. Even though, I don't know, like, this should not be taking this long. Like, let's just do a quick little, like, quick little DUSH here. Oh no, okay, that's pretty big. Maybe I should have excluded the target, because it's definitely what it is. Target. No. Yeah. Yeah. So we're gonna... Yeah, it's built... Oh my god. Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. Did we like... Oh, it's definitely all this. It's 100% this. I'm going to drop this for now, personally. This is not that important. That's going to take up all this time. So... No, it's the copy still. I don't know why I thought it was that. But it's just being... I don't know why this is taking so long. Let's check this out. I don't want to have to like, I mean I'm going to, because you know, but I guess we're gonna write out every single one, so because you know gotta get this going, and we can just drop. We can drop. No, we'll keep that there for now. Okay, so we need. We don't want env. We don't want get ignore. We might need cargo lock. I'm just going to do this just because I like it better. Cargo, toggle. And we don't need dark compose, we don't need that. So really it's only this. This is the only thing we need. So let's try that. Let's see what's actually taking so long. It's like, okay, I'm not going to question it, but now it's past the copy, so, uh-oh, no target specified. Should I probably do this, right? No, it may or may not work. We're going to find out. Yeah, so this works. I don't know, this has never happened to me, but this is a learning experience, I guess, so. I'm gonna do this one more time. Oh, you know what? It's because it's not. Because it's doing install, duh. So, okay, so we gotta figure out how to configure this. So, I think it's gonna be a bin, right? So, did it give us a help thing? No, it did not. Okay, so cargo, install, toml, I don't know. So let's see, what do I have to do? Let's check this out. Bin, okay, so we need this. And this should work, hopefully. Let's try it out. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. So I still don't know why it was taking so long to just do a copy. I've never had that happen to me before. And I don't know why I have this as Debian. I kind of wanted this as Alpine to begin with, but we're just gonna go with it for now. Copy from builder. Yeah, okay, neat. In the meantime, I wanna have we're gonna need to do migrations and all that. Ugh. I know there's a thing called Diesel that rusts in the Rust ecosystem. Diesel Rust. I don't know if this is going to be I don't know if this is going to be any better, but if it has, does it have migrations? Let's see. Diesel migrations. It does. I might have to be switching to this, but I don't know if it will support the select thing I'm trying to do. Is this done? Oh my god. Yeah, I don't really want to deal with all that though. I'm gonna be honest. So I think for the time being what we're gonna do is we're just gonna have a migrations, and we're just gonna say one.sql, and we're gonna take this, and oh, we need this too. We need this. And I think I have pgcli, or can pgcli execute a script, an SQL script? I imagine it. If not, we're going to use the other, what is it? PG, just, I forget what it is. It's not PG, but you can, why am I blanking on this? Whatever the default one is for connecting, but I gotta, why am I blanking on this? Default PG client. PSQL, yeah. So, okay, so if we want to do this, we're just going to do migrate.sh, and we're going to say database URL equals Postgres. Actually, you know what? We're gonna do source. No, we're gonna move this here, and we're going to do. No, I don't want to do source. Just load environment variables in the thing. I had a thing to do this before. Dash. I don't want to use source though. I had a trick for doing, because then it gets put into like I'll just use source, whatever. Source.env, and then or prompt text. I don't see a way that says to do this, which is a little bit disappointing. Yeah, so I guess we'll have to use PSQL, which I think is -f. Yeah, so PSQL. And then -h, just localhost P5555. U is going to be database post. What do we say? Postgres user. And then database is, there's a thing for that, I remember. Yeah, D, Postgres, DB. And then we need to look this up, PSQL, connect with password. Okay, so I guess we have to do this. So PG password. So PG password is just Postgres password. Nice. Alright, so this should do, or then, no, I'm forgetting. And then we should just do bash for loop files. I don't think it will let us do multiple files though. For the time being, we don't need to worry about that. We're far away from having multiple migrations. Anyway, let's check on this. So this is still going. All right. It's just because it's probably not using my CPU a lot. It's done some progress. It's probably going to take another little while. But this is, I'm not waiting for this personally. Let's just do, we're just going to have it, we're going to do this. So we're going to do cargo build, and then target debug build. Whoa. That's not it. Is this a moment where... Oh, it's right there. I'm just blind, I guess. So we're gonna do, yeah, since we have the moment Alpine Docker. Yeah, so we'll do this. So from Alpine latest, skip that, and so we don't need to do this anymore. I wonder if we can do Dockerfile run on host. Yeah, well, duh. I don't think this is probably out of scope. Yeah. So we'll just do this. So do cargo build, and does this take much longer? I don't think it really matters. So we'll do, yeah, cargo build, and then we can do docker compose up. I'm gonna be honest, this lo-fi music, I am crossing my fingers, is copyright free. I have literally no idea. I searched up no copyright lo-fi music, so I hope it is. If it's not, that's gonna be frustrating. So, oh yeah, we can just do a release. This is quick. I just needed to build the dependencies. So we got that, we release, and we have that. So we're gonna do in here, just gonna copy relative path, and I don't know why this actually, that doesn't even make sense. So it probably caught that there. Target release search engine. All right. See this do its thing. It's gonna pull really fast. Copy failed, file not found. Oh, it's excluded. Where? Oh god. I'm not doing all that personally. So, what we're going to do is in our build script, we're going to say copy this to here. And then we're just going to say, we're going to keep it there. And then we're going to just copy it from here. Because it's just going to send the whole thing, and I don't want to have to do that every time. It's just annoying. Oh, I don't know how to build X. I should probably get that. I had it on my old laptop, but not this one. Alright, neat. Exact format error. I probably should have expected that, given... I don't even know why. That load genuinely shouldn't happen. And this just restarted. Did it? Yeah, it just restarted. Let's just give this a shot. Let's just let's try the migrate. Migrate, sh. Connection refused. Oh no. I thought it was like host, right? Yeah, 5432. So it's probably just I probably need to do it. Actually no, it shouldn't make a difference. Bum bum bum. What is it? No. Okay. Let's figure this out. This is low key. This is genuinely a little embarrassing. But it's okay. So that's 555. No, I don't need to do that, do I? Didn't restart again, did it? No. Okay. I just don't want to have to build it on. Yeah, I don't know why that's happening. So let's figure this out. We can figure this out. Rest binary in Docker exec format error. It shouldn't like I'm running it on. I don't understand why. Actually, it maybe no, it shouldn't. Release. It's probably because it's on Alpine, and I'm on Arch. But I also need to install the BuildX plugin. Let's check this out. Docker BuildX. So maybe we need to do, it shouldn't matter, because maybe it's like an assumption that we made in here. I wish there has to be like compose like support. Like I'm surprised, like there's no way this is not in here. VS Code, Docker Compose support. container tools. Thought I had that. Oh, I don't. Well, I don't think this is going to be it, but let's find out. Oh, it is. I jinxed myself. Maybe I meant it to be that way. No, I'm just kidding. Target. Or no. Tar file labels. I really don't know. Well, it should be the same thing. I just don't understand why it's not, but yeah, that's frustrating. Oops. Okay. And then I do want this to be Alpine latest. From that, okay. And then I want to allocate more of my Docker compose build and allocate more CPU. Why am I not using AI? Because I'm trying to learn this. I'm trying to learn this stuff. For now. And deploy. Actually, no, this is not. No. Let's just see what happens when we do this. We don't need this anymore. Yeah. I hope that it caches. Oh, no, it didn't. Docker compose, rebuild. No, it's not it. Compose, oh, help. Yeah, probably dry run. No. You know what? I think for the time, that build. But I think for the time being, I don't know why I'm doing this first. This is probably bad. This is definitely bad. This is not probably. This definitely is bad practice doing this the first thing. But I don't know. I guess I want to do this, but I should probably just use a. I should probably. So yeah, this is what I'm gonna do for now. I'm just gonna have a. Just make this temporary. Then copy this, and then we'll just write the. We'll just have Gemini turn this into a Docker run command. Okay. Here we go. This is what I needed. We don't want to do volume, and we just want that. Awesome. Okay. Let's check this out. Is this working? This is going. Taking its sweet time. That's okay, I guess. I don't know why this isn't going. It's like Docker has slowed down my entire system, even though I'm using only 4% CPU. So this is very perplexing. Probably blocked by this, which is frustrating. Okay, well, for the time being, I'm going to stop dilly-dallying about this. Let's get to building the actual project. So, one last thing. Scripts migrate db build move. Okay, and delete this. Okay, so we're kind of set up now. That took way too long, but it's okay. We're just chilling here. So let's get started. So again, our stack is this. First thing we should probably do is the first thing is we need to get Tokyo set up. I think though we're just gonna get this scraper kind of going. So we're just gonna have an example. This is an example URL. We'll do one from my website. Here. Boom. So what we need to do is we need to initialize a request client. Request client builder, or no, how do we do this? New. Okay. And then what we're gonna do is we're just gonna add a connection timeout because I don't want this to be, it should be no more than like 15 seconds, no, like 10 seconds literally. Connection for both, so we don't need that. HTTPS only, no, it's fine. Wow, there's a lot of options in here, which is awesome. Read timeout, same thing. Duration, I'm gonna set this even lower to like 5 seconds. And what other timeouts do we have? Actually, no, I'm just gonna set the, I don't know why I'm doing this individually. I'm gonna say the whole exchange max should take 10 seconds. Is there, can we set like default headers? Yes. Excellent. So I wonder, can we do like headers or request header map? New. No, okay, we need to make this different. So we got our headers, our default headers, and I think so. We're gonna have, we need to set the user agent, so we're gonna do that. So just user agent. We'll just say self-hostable search engine v1. So we'll do that. It's pretty simple. And then we need to say header value. What's the header value? Let's take a look. Header value. Where do we find that? Header value. From string. Yeah. Let's just do this. And then I'm going to actually move this into its own separate thing, so just get client. And then this is going to be a request client. And let's just move all of this into here. So we need to set a user agent. We need to set the accept header. So for the time being, it's just going to be, why is this still complaining? Okay. Result. Okay, so it's a thingy. So we need to make this a result. And then I still don't understand how you actually get the error. The error like parameter. Invalid. I think can we just do like this, like E, and then like E? Is that a thing? No. Well, at least going over there to E. Well, for the time being, we can just be this, because there's only one type of error we're gonna get here. So. Value. And then drop this. And I'm going to move, or delete that for now. And so now we can say this here. We can say text HTML. Actually, how do you write the accept header? Take a look. So, yeah, accept this, text plain. Yeah, so it's just a comma. So, text HTML, text plain. We'll keep that like that for now. And so now we have this, and we can say default headers. Awesome. Oh, we need a redirect. We need a redirect policy. Maximum number of redirects. We're gonna say 3. And we need to retry. We'll say also 3 retries. And this is going to be retry. And no, I'm not even going to touch that. We set that. Okay, I think we're good here. So now we're going to do that. And so we can literally just do this. Except we need to figure out, oh, okay, so we can just say request error. This is one thing that pisses me off. Like, this shouldn't be that hard to do this. It should be way easier to, like, there should just be an error type. I don't know why every single one has to have its own error type. Like, it just pissed me off. Like, there has to be a better way to do this. Honestly, this shouldn't even be that. It should just be unwrap. Because if this doesn't work, then the whole thing's not going to work. So, yeah, honestly, this should just be unwrap. Dot unwrap. Okay, neat. So now we have a client. Let's get client. And now we need so we need to use this other thing called, I think it was like Guardian, right? I had chat tell me about it, and it's what we needed to governor. That's what it's called. So let's just take a look at this. But what it should do is it's like a rate limiting thing. So we need to have it rate limit per domain. That's what I'm going to do. So per IP address, because I don't want to spam anybody, or I don't want to spam any one server. So let's add this to. Oh my God! I'm just gonna stop this at this point. This is unbelievable. And if we stop that, this is still gonna hang. Nice. At this point, I'm just gonna restart Docker because this is unbelievable. This is not right. I don't know how this is having such a hard time with this. Okay, there we go. Yeah, just Docker is running like really slow. I did update my system. Maybe that's related. Probably is related, honestly, but I think I restarted it. Okay, so we'll just leave this running here, and we'll say scripts. Let's test out this. So scripts migrate. Yeah, it's not. Oh no, because it's not started yet. So okay, so we need guardian or governor. Because I need to actually add this. So cargo add governor. And let's look at what features this has, if any. It doesn't look like it has any features. So let's take a look. I want to do per domain. Struct and keyed rate limiter. Per domain. I swear I saw this. So, feature flags. Okay, we should be good, I think. Cover RS. Rate. No, RS. Per domain rate limiter request. Pretty sure there's a way to do this. I hope there is. All items. Rate limiter. It's quota, right? Period. Maybe I passed it. Maybe it was this. And then per size, per hour, per minute, really. So I guess we need a quota. So quota first. We don't need to worry about that. So per minute 1. say 60 requests per minute. Or no, I think I'd rather say one per second. No, I'd rather say like 1 per 5 seconds, to be a little conservative. So why should this not work? Non-zero. I swear. When? Oh, because it wants it to be a 32 bit, right? No. This is weird. View 32. And then 1. Then we need to import this, right? So, non-zero. Let's see if we can find this. No, that's not what I wanted. Oops. Well, maybe let's see. Non-zero. Nope. Okay. So that's, I don't know why this isn't coming up. Maybe it's a feature flag. It's probably a feature flag at this point. No. Macro. Guess we need this. So this frustrates me that this is in the, I don't like when this happens. This is the second time this has happened to me today. When you use something that's in the docs, but or when there's something in the docs and then it's another package, and they just don't tell you. That's frustrating, but it's okay. Okay, so let's see, how can we use this? So example, no. So we want to use rate limiter. That's what I thought. Rate limiter. Keyed, I think, because we wanted to dash map. Just keyed. And then this is our quota. And then now we have our rate limiter. So in the web crawlers I built in the past, what I've done is I've had a type annotations needed. Well, first maybe we need to make this mutable. And well, let's take a look at this. So, rate limiter, keyed. No example. Ugh. I don't understand. What? Okay, so string. That's the key. Oh, does it have to be here? Where does rest, is it here? Fa. is it? It clearly wants a, well, it wants a type parameter, of course. But I don't know. I would love to give it, but I don't know where to put it. So here's what we can do. I'm sure the Rust compiler can help me out. Okay, so I put it. Oh, that's funky. So, no. Do I put dash map? Is that what it wants? Would that help it? No. Keyed. Hardbound, blah 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 blah. I'm very lost. So I think well, obviously it wants one of these, so I'm just gonna do this. Governor rs keyed rate limiter. I see, for a keyed, oh, nice. Default STM thread. I don't know exactly how this is getting to this point, but so yeah, this is what I find frustrating about Rust. So this is the example they have in the docs, right? And I think, again, obviously I'm learning Rust as we go here. I think this should be the same exact thing, right? Like this should have the same result, but clearly it doesn't. So I find that frustrating, because that seems to be a recurring theme when I'm using Rust. Do I have to, like, it's probably another feature flag, honestly. No, it's default. We're just gonna ask chat. No, we're gonna ask Claude. Ready? Okay, so just don't. And then we'll give it the error. And then hopefully we can see what we're dealing with here. Okay, yeah, I see, like, I don't know how I would have come up with this, because when yeah, whatever. But I was along the right track, I guess. Yeah, so this fixes it, which is awesome. Alright, so now we are past all of this nonsense, so let's just do a quick, let's make this, I want to make this a struct web client, so we'll call it, and we're going to have our HTTP client, and that's just going to be request client, and we're going to have our rate limiter, that's going to be one of these, string, now we know how to do this. And we'll implement web client, and we're going to say new it's going to return one of these, web client. And now I'm just going to stick this in here. And because we name it the same thing, do that, and then rate limiter. Nice. So we have that. I'm going to delete this, and we're going to say web client new is going to be our client. So now we can add a get, or yeah, we can add a get. We can say self, or this might need to be mutable actually, but eventually. But self, and we can say URL string, and then we can say self.client.get URL. Lots of options, none of which we're going to use, but I assume request example get await. So this is where we get to start using Tokio. So .await, and then this is going to be a result. I don't know what this is going to be yet. This is going to be request error. Okay, so we await, and then we response, and we're going to get yelled at again. Quest Builder is not a future. Well, okay, so this is it. Post send. So now we have a response, and now we have the text, and the status, and everything. So let's just give this a shot and see what happens when we do this. Oops. Neat. And then we probably need to await this, yeah. So, do this, and then I'm just going to say Tokio main client.get example URL. Okay. And we do need to do actually we can just I think you want to do it this way, right? Something like that. Not allowed. Well, it's default. Oh god, this is very annoying. So dash map, and then default. I'm just going to copy paste this. No, it doesn't let me do that. State store, so yeah, dash map state store string default clock. See, I just don't like this at all. Why it's making me go through all of this. I find this very annoying. See, the thing I was talking about with like software engineering is more about the It's not about the coding, it's more about the building. Like, this is the problem that I had with Rust in the past. Like, you get so caught up in this like small stuff that it just takes away from the building and like the actual building the app. I don't know. No, I don't want to do that. And it's really frustrating that you get caught up in this stuff. But this must be like I must be able to do this, right? Yeah. Okay. Okay. All right. Can I do this? New state? No. Okay. Well, that's good enough for me. Yeah, let's take a look at this and see what happens. Nothing happened. I love that. Oh, because I didn't await. Nice. Okay, that's like the first success we had. So this is, yeah, this is definitely working. So I think I'm gonna leave it. No, we'll leave it off in a couple more minutes. Famous last words. So actually no, this is gonna get a little bit. What do I want to do? Well, what do we need to do from here? So what's next is we need to start. So this is done. This is done now. So check emoji. Let's find one of these. So this is done now. We just need to do, so Tokyo is like basically, or not, it's like not fully done, but you know. One last thing that we need to do is we need to do the rate limit. Now that I'm thinking about it. So, and we need to do the URL parsing. The URL parsing is going to be quick. So, we can just have this be, no, I don't want that. I want, oh, I didn't add URL. So, I want this to be a URL. And I want to, nice. So that will do that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to say rate limiter, allow a single cell through the rate limiter. Okay, so then the next question is, check heap. Yeah, we'll just check this for the time being, I guess. So host string, and then I wanna await it. That's what I want to do. So await, press await rate limit. Do we have no examples? Come on, man. Come on, fool. There is a crate for rate limit view that implements a few, okay. We need this, I believe. But rate limit futures Rust. I think maybe chat led us astray here. I think we need tower, because I keep seeing this. Tower rate limit. Oh, no, 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 no. That's not what we're looking for. Why was it archived? That's the thing that I'm a little curious about. Because it's so, I assume it's so simple. Like, it doesn't need, it's like complete or something, but okay, right, the algorithm is great for this. Everything stay here does not take up much memory. Great. Well, maybe we need to look at this. Where's the GitHub? Yeah, so this was archived. That's what I thought. And then, how many stars does this have? How much? Okay, so this is definitely it. I'm surprised there's no project based fusion. Oh, okay. So there's definitely some future support here. Where it is, I don't know. That is the question. Where is the future support? I mean, maybe it's until. That's why until key ready with jitter. Until key ready. Post string. No, this one's a borrowed one, right? Yeah. And then string into string. Or what if I do this? I don't think this is going to work, but it's worth a shot. Yeah, not going to work. So we need to figure out how to turn this into a string. I think the first step is to say this, most str. Oh. That, because how do you, so this is, okay, I'm gonna look this up. Rust result general error. Use box this for generic errors. Okay, fine. This is what? No, it doesn't work, dumbass. Ugh, so annoying. Maybe it just wants, maybe we just do this. Question mark? No. Generic error, yeah. Okay, so this guy's saying it, so it must be right. Results. Oh, it's an option. So what we need to say is we need to say if URL if some, no, I'm just gonna say if URL none, if none URL. Is that how you do it? No, I know this. You can say let some host str equals url.host. Yeah. And then maybe this is gonna give us some more options. And then we just can say else error. Let's see, or just I just want an error. That's not going to work, is it? So we'll move, for the time being, we'll move this in here. See, I'm learning Rust in the meantime, so it's okay that all these mistakes are being made. Okay, so expected this, found this. Well, what's the right? No, we need to do, or just, can we just do into? No. So, what I think we should do is we should just say host string is this. Actually, wait, can we just say host to owned to string, and then host string. It works. Okay. So then this is it. This is this. Then we await for it to be ready. Then we send. Okay, so now we just need to do one of these. So URL. And what if we just change this to like, actually, yeah, this will work out if we want to. So example URL u equals this. And so we can just pass this in here. And then I'm going to do this twice. Actually, I'm going to do Tokyo spawn. Or is it Tokyo run? I want to do spawn, I think. I want it to be like move. No. I don't know how you do this, but I only briefly looked at the example. So then I thought you just did move, but I might be wrong. Either way, I want to run, what I want to do, oh no, this is async, duh, that was in the example. And then unwrap. Yeah, so what I wanted to do is I wanted to test to see if we spawn a bunch of these, will it actually wait like it says it will. But this is gonna get mad at me because it's causing a borrow problem. So we'll just do this. Unless, okay, yeah. Yeah, the client is gonna, use a move value client. Ugh. So how do I solve this problem? Do I have to move? I do. I want to borrow. Can I borrow? I want to, Yeah, I think I just want to borrow the client. I don't need to own it. Oh, that works. Post string is empty. So this is another instance where I think I will actually learn faster if I just do this. Let's see what Claude says. We don't care about that. We only care about this. Oh. You could clone. I don't want to clone. I want to just like borrow it. Use occurs duty. Okay. Can I just borrow the client instead of moving it? Let's see what it says. For answer is no. Requires static lifetime. Task spawn can't hold a reference to something. Wait. Yeah, we know what static is. Fix here is clone. Wrap the client in an arc. Then clone the arc. Each arc clone is an atomic reference. Cannot clone cheap. The underlying web client is shared without copying. Perfect. Last arc will drop. Okay. Cheaply cloned and internally referenced. So we do want clone. Arc is the right call. We want a single shared instance of no duplication at all. Yeah, that is what I want. So, we'll do that. So, let's see one. Client does not live long enough. Well, that's true, because it would just... So I need to make it live longer. See what it says. Oh, that makes a difference. Oh, and I didn't do clone, did I? Yeah, I'm just a dummy. Really, I'm having a hard time picking this up, I gotta be honest. Usually I'm not having this much trouble picking stuff up, but yeah, and that makes sense. Tokyo, time wait for all spawns to close. Set spawn. And I want That did not do what I thought it would. So do I need to put this in like an arc as well? Because it's just being copied like... per second. 1. Yeah. Okay. So that... Yeah. Alright. So it looks like it's working. If you notice, it waited before it finished, which is good. That means that the rate limit is working for every domain. So yeah, we'll do 5, or... So I need to change this then. So 1... so I need to do with period. Or actually no, I'll just leave this at 1 per second for now. We can remove this burst. Okay. Yeah, we can remove this burst, and so now this is working, so this is great. So with this rate limiter, we can basically just spawn a gazillion of these tasks and just crawl the entire internet. So that's basically the plan. So the next step, now that we have this kind of boilerplate here, we're gonna do the scraping, which is kind of the fun part. So let's see if we can access the scraper here. Let's see what we got. So HTML, I'm assuming. Parse. Yeah, this is what we want. So I'm just gonna extract this text here. So HTML is this. Oh, we should probably get the content type too. Content type equals response dot. Okay, we get the content length. Headers get content type. So, and then the question is, what do we do if we don't have the content type? So I think the default behavior is just to treat it like HTML. So yeah. But honestly, I think we'll save that for next time, because I gotta go to sleep, honestly. But basically, in the next stream, we'll probably do the scraping, and then we'll add it to the database, and then we'll really make this like a worker, which is exciting. All right, thanks for watching. That's all I got. Check back maybe tomorrow. I don't know. We'll find out.